Today we're going to start with Dwayne Haskins and the Washington football team. Now, we know that I'm a fan of the Washington football team. I'm born and raised in the DMV, and here's the thing, man. Washington as a place is really forgiving for a lot of their quarterbacks, seeing as though we haven't seen real success since like 1993. I mean, yeah, we've had some good quarterbacks, like we've had RG3, and that's about it. But we understand that Washington isn't the hotbed when it comes to quarterbacking. Now, what does this have to do with Dwayne Haskins? Dwayne Haskins yesterday was released from Washington. Now, it wasn't just Sunday. They had a chance. They, as in the Washington football team, had a chance to secure their spot in this year's playoffs. All they had to do was beat the Carolina Panthers, who's been struggling this entire season, but they had to beat the Carolina Panthers, and they would have been in the playoffs. Next week really wouldn't have mattered. Now, Alex Smith has been the quarterback for the Washington football team most of the year. He's most definitely winning the comeback play of the year, especially what happened with, we all know what happened with his leg and everything, but Alex Smith was out with a calf injury, and Dwayne Haskins had to be the quarterback. Now, Dwayne Haskins he had to come in the game before when he looked awful. And here's the thing about Dwayne Haskins, man. Dwayne Haskins, I understand. First of all, he was a first round pick, 15th overall, and I understand that it takes a quarterback a while. It takes a quarterback some. I'm not gonna say a while. It takes a quarterback some time to understand the offense, understand how to be a quarterback in the league. I mean, the NFL is most definitely not college football, and it's most definitely not high school. So I understand that it takes a minute. And coming out of Ohio State, a lot of people, including myself, thought, yeah, he's very talented and he has God-given abilities. However, he wasn't in college for a long time. Not to mention, he was playing behind some player. Like, he was playing behind J.T. Barrett. He was playing behind Cordell Stewart, whatever his last name is. He was playing behind those people. So the 1 year that he started, which was an incredible year, he then goes to the league. Now, again, I understand that there's so much talent in him. It's just he hasn't put it all together coming into the league. Now, the thing is, when you are a quarterback, I understand it's difficult when you have a new system and you have, a new coach, a new offensive coordinator, a new defensive coordinator, new players. I get that. But there's a difference and I understand that coronavirus hit and that definitely affected the offseason. I also understand that. But here's the thing about Dwayne. There's a thing. The culture with the NFL is it's a business first and foremost, and you do not want to bring bad business, especially if you're not the best quarterback. It'll be different if you're Patrick Mahomes and you're throwing the ball everywhere and making incredible passes and winning. But when you're a quarterback who has struggled his entire time here, I think 2 years now, it's like, yeah, it's on top of struggling. Again, the one thing that we know about any league, whether that's the NFL, whether that's NBA, talent kind of supersedes all. Now, it shouldn't be that case, but talent supersedes all. When I say that, you can come with a lot of baggage. You can come with the most baggage ever. However, if you're talented, a lot of those times people will forgive said baggage because you produce on the field. Case in point, look at Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown, almost every offseason since leaving Pittsburgh, there's something going on with Antonio Brown. And time and time again, he continues to get second chances. Hell, he had a second chance and multiple second chances in Pittsburgh. He had a second chance when the Raiders picked him up. He had a second chance when the Patriots picked him up. And now he has a second chance with multiple chances with Tampa Bay. Because he produces on the field and is arguably one of the best wide receivers at the top of his game, he continues to get second chances. Here's when you bring in Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins let's just talk about this season. This season, his coach, Ron Rivera, we all know about his struggle with cancer and ultimately overcoming. But Dwayne Haskins, now COVID has changed a lot of things. COVID has made it no fans in a lot of the stands. It's changed the way that the team travels. Hell, it changed the way the media travels. I work in the media, and we got to get COVID tests multiple days before the event. But back to Dwayne Haskins. He tried to sneak in a young lady into the team hotel when they were traveling. That's a no-go, especially in COVID land. Then he really wasn't that up forth about it with the media and with his coaches. They fined him for that. Then we all know about the strip club incident, a weekend or two ago, when caught with no mask at the strip club or at some party with young ladies, of course, strippers and stuff like that. And this was after losing a game. Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and say that Dwayne Haskins is the only player that parties, especially after a loss. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that Dwayne Haskins is a menace to society because he enjoys having fun. No, that's not the case at all. What I will say is this. There is a real thing that goes to reading the room. When I say reading the room, you have to understand the situation at hand. One, you're already dealing with an organization, primarily a coach that isn't too sure about you, seeing as though when he was the starter and Ron Rivera came in, he got demoted from the first string to the third string. You don't see that too often. So you have to read the room. You have to understand that the organization, while they do have faith in you because they drafted you, 15th overall, Ron Rivera didn't draft you, so he doesn't have that connection with you. Dan Snyder might, but he doesn't have that connection with you. So you have to put your best foot forward if you want to impress your new coach. So you have to understand that. You have to also understand your new coach just had cancer, so, he's still very susceptible to this COVID thing. Not to mention, you have to read the room with the COVID. COVID has changed the life for everyone. We'll talk about that a little later in the show, but COVID has changed life for everyone. And especially when you're a professional athlete getting paid millions upon millions, you have to abide by these rules, especially if you want to continue to get paid millions of dollars. So when you have protocol, and the worst part about it is, imagine if he would have got COVID. I understand that he's young and it might not affect him like some people. It might affect them completely like people. I don't know. I know it affects people differently. But imagine if he would have got COVID and accidentally gave it to Ron Rivera, who still has a low immune system, and that could have been catastrophic for him. Or he got his entire offensive line. Like we saw that with, the Ravens, or we saw that with the Titans. Like, imagine stuff like that, especially when you're a team going for the playoffs. Now, a lot of people want to say, well, no, he's young and he didn't get COVID, so it shouldn't matter. That's not the case. The case is you're not learning from your mistakes. And in COVID land, it is a mistake to do that. It is a mistake to, one, get filmed without a mask at a strip club or at a adult event without a mask, 2, after a loss, and 3, that's not the first time you've been caught doing something like this. Now, Do I think it was right for Washington to cut Dwayne Haskins? I think so. Now, do I think that Dwayne Haskins is a lost cause? No, I do not. But do I think it was the right move to cut him because one, you're already trying to move in another direction. If that's the case, if you were trying to move on with Dwayne Haskins, you wouldn't have demoted him from the first string to the third string. You wouldn't put all your eggs in the basket of Kyle Allen. Then he hurts himself. Then you bring Alex Smith, especially after we know what happened with Alex Smith. So, Ron Rivera and the coaching staff has tried to be with him, but he also understands that, okay, we could win the division. All we had to do was beat the Panthers, and now all we have to do is beat the Eagles this week. So, not to mention, he hasn't. I don't know if this is now. I understand that this is his hometown, and he might need a change of scenery. I don't think this is the end for Dwayne Haskins. Let's say that. I think that Dwayne Haskins at least has raw talent enough to get picked up from another team. And whoever team picks him up, I do think that they'll be able to, hopefully, he'll learn from this is a learning situation. Hope he learns from his mistakes, and I hope the new team and whatever coaching staff and whatever quarterback you're playing behind is able to, grow him and teach him how to be a quarterback and teach him how to be in the league. Because at the end of the day, you can be a great player, but if you're not improving, especially being a first round pick, then it's not to mention that's what it is. If your off the field baggage starts to be more than your on the field baggage, then at some point you gotta be like, something has to give. So I think that it was the right move because Dwayne Haskins, here's the thing, man. Dwayne Haskins has not looked, he still looks like he did when he first got in the league. He hasn't looked any type better. I know we saw videos of him in the offseason, throwing to Antonio Brown and throwing to other players, but he has not, his progressions are still off. He still has some incredible passes at times, and then the next 5 plays he'll sail it over a wide receiver's head or at the ground. His reads are still horrible. He still throws the ball to double coverage when he has someone right there in front of him. There's video of that, by the way. That happened on Sunday. So again, I definitely don't think this is the end for Dwayne Haskins. He's too talented for that. But I do think that he just needed a change of scenery. Now, that's not excusing what he did in his lack of improvement, his lack of talent, or his lack of, improvement. But I do think that, a new organization, a new coaching staff might help him at least develop into a decent quarterback. You know what I mean? Because right now, he hasn't panned out, and he's not panning out. So, man. Yeah. Again, shouts out to Dwayne Haskins. I wish the best for him, but it just hasn't worked out. And I think I know. I mean, he put out a statement and everything, but he would tell you it hasn't worked out. You know what I mean? Like, you have to know, you have to read the room and understand that the organization, and the thing is, that they were at the wit's end. The organization was at their wit's end with him because they might need him. They don't know if Alex Smith is coming. Tyler something. I thought it was Tyler Higbee, but it's Tyler Hecka something. They're back. He was playing better than Dwayne Haskins when they came in. Now, I think a lot of that might be game planning. The team, the Panthers didn't know who he was, didn't know none of that. So that could have a lot to do with it. But yeah, man, that they were at their wits' end because, again, the team might need him because, again, you don't know if Kyle Allen is still hurt. Kyle Allen's not coming back. He broke his ankle. But then you don't know if Alex Smith can come back. I think if Alex, and the worst part about it is if Alex Smith was the quarterback on Sunday against the Panthers, I wholeheartedly believe they would have won. And Alex Smith hasn't even been his best. Now, yeah, I get with the whole leg injury, but he hasn't even been that good. So, yeah, it's bad when they need you and they still cut you. So Again, shouts out to Dwayne. I hope the best for him. I know that he'll bounce back, Lord willing, and I think that this is the best thing that can happen to not only the Washington organization but Dwayne Haskins. Just get away, hopefully go to a new team that can utilize him the best way. Hell, I don't know who's gonna pick him up. I know someone will. So there's that.